Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are here back in the number 8, the Mastodon, which is our 480. So we will be running that out. We did turn around and pick up new rolling stock, so we did grab 5 of the big gondola cars, hoppers, whatever you want to call them, but it helps us move along the coal much faster. So we will be finishing this run. We've been turning around and filling the tower here. This load kind of would put us over the top, so we are going to run this out for the gold. That's kind of the goal for today. We got it as far as the depot, and then we figured we'd just kind of finish it in from here. So with that, we're going to jump aboard the old locomotive there and just kind of hit the road. Put that up, brakes off. We got plenty of coal, we got plenty of water. Everything should be good there. Big locomotive. That is for sure. Alright, get this moving along. Loco's got plenty of power, plenty of speed. Right around 25 miles an hour, I'd say, most of the time when you're running. At least so far, on flat ground, that is, you know, when you're scooting along, or right around 25 miles an hour. So definitely gets the job done. Not a speed demon by any stretch of the word, but for the power, this thing really seems to do a pretty good job. Runs nice and steady, have to say. One of the better performing locomotives for sure. At least up until this point. I do have to say it is super loud. Did turn around and just go ahead and turn things down for this locomotive, so that is a thing. It's way louder than everything, or most everything else anyway. Not everything, but most everything. So you will notice the whistle and stuff like that a little quieter when running this locomotive, at least for me in the recordings, just because you have to kind of tone this thing down. When you really start getting this thing going, it is super loud. Very noticeably loud. As compared to other locomotives, other than at least the 062. The 062 is also very loud. Alright, we are going to run out. We did turn around and change a bunch of things, or not change per se a bunch of things, but did add a yard section out here at the gold. So we will see that today as we pull in there. Just needed some more functionality. Lets us really help around moving stuff around in the industry as you start trying to bring, you know, cordwood in there en masse and water and things like that. Also picked up another locomotive for out there. We did pick up a class 48 for the switching, which we'll see that when we get out. Just making life a little bit easier on the railroad for sure. As you can see, this locomotive just runs along much steadier. You don't get the jitter that you get with all the old locomotives, or at least anywhere near as noticeable. So not sure how or why or what that is, but definitely much smoother running. Using the heck out of this locomotive, which is forcing us to keep it actually topped up on coal and water, because this locomotive is now kind of the workhorse of this whole railroad, to be honest. Everything else has really just been moving things around. This one hauling the bulk of the material. You can just throw a lot on it and it gets it done. Pulls out all the stacks, no problem. We still have plenty of other locomotives for doing plenty of other things, but this one definitely the workhorse on the railroad currently. Money wise, the railroad's doing decent. We'll check in on that. 11,000, so we are down a little bit from buying the new rolling stock and the engine and all that, but I would expect that to come back pretty fast. In fact, by the time we get this load out, we should probably be doing all right on money. We have quite a ways to go now XP wise until we really unlock much more being at tier 7. So you know, it's a long grind from 7 to 12, that's for sure. So won't be seeing the 2662 anytime soon. 125, not too far out there, but still quite a ways to go, to be honest. You have to run quite a few, you know, extra loads or loads, whatever, however you want to look at it. But you can definitely play through without reaching those and still have delivered everything. So you will have a lot of extra loads in there if you're going to go for like the 125 or say even bigger yet with the 2662. That one for sure takes quite a bit of loads to get there. That is no short journey. Definitely an achievement when you run out enough loads for that, because that definitely means you're using your railroad, that's for sure. Alright, why are we bogged down so slow here? Is that just a weight thing? I wasn't even paying attention to the actual speed, just kind of set it and forget it, but definitely need a little more on the reverser than we were pulling there, because that was just creeping along, really. Locomotive handles curves just fine. We've been running it through here, you know, forward or backwards for that matter, at 15-20 miles an hour, and have not been running into a problem. Of course, as I say that, these big cars being the first time they're coming in here, I don't know how they're going to respond, so let's not just go insane. We're obviously getting a little bit of wiggle, but not a lot, so we're good. Moving along just fine. As we will be bringing it to a rest up here, so we don't need to cut it yet. Just crank up the reverser now that we're basically in the yard. I'm going to just use all the power we have. So here we see the yard set up. We turn around and put the 4 rails in. We have the gold. This is kind of our gold carriage, you know, setup, if you will. No Loco on that currently. That was obviously what the Mastodon was on before. With the 48 here, still have some of the gold, or the, excuse me, water set out here. Did just turn around and go with the big box water cars for this, as you know, by the time you get to running the water all the way over here, probably going to put another water industry over here, so that this is just too far a run, I think, for water. And I feel like we have plenty of room in here and can sink another well, if you will, no problem, and find some water. I don't think that water oasis deal isn't too far away from here, so it would make sense that we can get water over here. Alright, so we are going to stick one. We can only get 100 into the industry here, so we are going to go ahead and put a little bit into the tower here while we're at it, just because we have extra anyway. Why are the brakes not holding this thing? I know we got a lot of lag in the stack for some reason, even though there's really not that much. Alright, it's going in there, so that's cool. That'll give us our fuel load out here, should we need it. And like I say, it was just going to be a run over anyway, though. I mean, I know we're going to suck up some coal, but that was really mainly just run over. And then that'll still give us, you know, 88 or whatever to get into the bucket here. So 88 out of 100. we don't have a ton of gold in here to need to refine, so not worried about really getting it all in there. We are full on cordwood and water, or pretty close to full on cordwood and water. I mean, within, you know, a couple. So we'll get this starting to offload here. Bang, which this should be paying quite well. These are big cars. Let's see if we can get this all on here. And then we can kind of watch the pay come in as it goes. Yeah, I mean, I think that car right there already paid over $1,000. So this would be like a $4,000 load or something in itself. That would be crazy. These cars, the one thing, they do take quite a bit of time to unload as they are much bigger. A little harder to unload them on the rolls just because they take so long. Get it on a creepy roll, I guess. Alright, there we go. That one done. 2 more to go. Yeah, about $1,000 a car actually looks like. I mean, we're at what, 1358. Is it 30 a cube now for coal? That's awesome. Looks like it's only 15 on the XP. That's the bit of a bummer there, but then nowadays, honestly, we have so much coal to run to so many different destinations. Everything takes up coal. I mean, not everything, and I don't say that in a negative way either. I think coal is a great one for the railroad to run. It fits. It's nice. It's not a ton of overwork. It's actually good. I mean, it's great that it pays off well now, too. It always did pay decently, but I mean, at 30 a Q, you cannot complain. Pulling plenty of money on that load. I mean, yeah, from 10,000 something to 14, so 4,000 bucks there. Plus, we have coal stock now out here to fuel the locomotives with for sure. So that's going to get that going. We did have the cordwood all nice and built up. Still have a decent stockpile there, actually. 85, so not sucking that up too much. Getting a little bit of refined gold out of the thing. Not sure. Let's go see what we have left up. Ooh. Up in this direction. Not a big fan of us walking there, huh? Oh, yeah, of course. That's cool. Okay, so we have used up pretty much all the gold ore. We had 16 in here. Plenty of water. Tons of water, tons of everything else. Didn't use up a lot. And what did we get? We got 6. So 6 out of 16. You can get 100 in here. I suppose that's a ton. But then I don't remember, honestly, how much even goes in the car. So that's probably enough to move along. I know this stuff is worth a ton. So, but it's at this point now, it's been a hot minute since I've actually gotten any of the gold stuff done. So can't quite remember what the numbers are. I know it'll be a lot and profitable, and I'll have to figure out how much goes in each car. Though at this point we have, I don't know how many cars we need to move stuff over at this point, or if 6 is even worth it. Probably run a couple more gold trains. We got tons of options in there, we'll figure that out. But for all intents and purposes, we're definitely going to call this one a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.